PK shot, gonna go through, misses a little bit, and they actually let Madness take out Luciana. So that is it for Pubstars in these group stages as well.
A big shot to Luciana, representing our female Apex Legends community so incredibly well.
What up, chat?
Female player competing in North America. We, of course, had Estesu in EMEA, and we had FZ hold it down for South America. Amazing to see how well they've fared. Meanwhile, quick update for y'all from our other lobby. NRG wins it. They go back to back to back first place finishes, dominating group stages, and again proving that they are the best team in North America, perhaps in the world, with a 79-point, 52-kill win in their Group B versus Group C matchup. Congratulations to NRG. They pretty much have locked in at this point the #1 seed. 262 points going into that game. What a showing from NRG.
Yeah, incredible. So many points. They've done well in
Hello,
every
chat.
single group
Hiyo,
stage
hiyo,
that
hiyo.
they've been on and absolutely
We're
dominated.
gambling
But
for a spot
we're gonna
here.
have to tune in next week to see how they do against the top
complexity
20
is out.
teams in a match
Complexity
point
is
situation.
not didn't
That's gonna
qualify,
be tough.
chat.
They're gonna get
Complexity
targeted
did
for
not
sure
qualify.
once they hit that match point.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see NRG continue what's been an absolute spree. They've been dominating since the Winter Circuit playoffs. They won that. And I gotta say, I gotta stand corrected. I question NRG going into the Winter Circuit playoffs. Are they a top 5 team? We saw a lot of inconsistent placings. Obviously, they picked up Sweet. Took them some time to obviously adjust with the new roster, but boy, oh boy, have they molded so well as a team. Sweet Dreams being one of the best IGLs in all of Apex, proving that he is on top. Of course, coming from Rogue, played alongside Snipe Down, Blue, so many other players.
Ohayo,
Meanwhile,
Samura.
back into this one. On board
Ohayo,
with
Daikan.
CLG. They're going to be tagged up quite a bit
Yo,
here.
G
If
fighting.
Gaston goes down, which he will.
Stereo.
That means Counter Logic Gaming will stay in 8th place with opportunities for
Wait,
letter E,
Hachi
ESA
won
White,
them.
who of course ended up with 115, and a few other teams, C9, to potentially leapfrog into
They're
the
doing
8th
well, right?
place spot.
You guys think?
And G2 are here trying to get a fight in. Throwing a couple grenades to see if they could do some damage. The scans go through, but they're gonna play defensive.
Oji-san!
They're going to rotate back because there wasn't enough that they were able to accomplish with. So they're gonna play the rock. do some
Arigato,
poke
Bronze
from
Oji-san,
afar
for the
now,
5 gifted
moving back
subs.
and playing it safe.
So much at stake. G2 playing for seed, currently in 4th place. My Little Phony's in 3rd place. G2's looking to leapfrog them. They need a 22-point game here. We'll see if they can do that, as My Little Phony has been taken out of this lobby. And we didn't even talk about the significance of that. TSM was only 2 points ahead of My Little Phony. And TSM realized it was My Little Phony, saw red like a shark in the ocean, finished 2 out of 3 of them. Sentinels did the rest of the work. TSM securing their own fate and trying to secure that 2nd seed behind NRG. At this point, NRG has pretty much locked in the 1st seed. TSM, though, what a performance they've had today, girl.
Let's see
Yeah,
here.
I guess TSM pretty much secured the 2nd place because G2 is more than 20 points behind. They're more than 20 points behind, so they need a really, really big game.
Kanaka's Pets.
Which is possible.
83.
They could do it, but TSM is still in the lobby, so they could go up.
That's right. TSM right now. The Caustic nearby, putting some pressure in. Imperial Hal's going to knock Frapper, though. That's a good start. Hal needs some help. Snipe down nearby. Good shots being put in, and TSM's going to clean up yet another team. That's Team XD. 2 squads already wiped for TSM.
They managed to get the best spot in the map. They went to end zone, and now they're just killing anyone that comes into their building. They originally were on the bottom floor. They took the top, and now the teams that are trying to rotate in aren't any lucky. They ran into the wrong team.
We're fishing for loot or
Village, or no
places
name,
to
right
land here,
outside of
chat.
Fragment East. Well,
Ooh.
it's ranked as harder. They rotated from Geyser, which is why they got North building. And then, surprisingly, it's Kanaka's Pets. They rotated all the way from Lava City. Talk about a fast rotation. Kanaka's Pets. Love that decision.
Let's see what happens as Wally Catchers go
no
in.
name really quickly, secure one of these important buildings.
I want to see.
They do so right behind the peers that were just north of them. Ranked as harder from Geyser. Kanaka's Pets out of the top 20 right now. They're in 23rd place with 83 points. They've been a team we've been keeping an eye on since day number 1. Started off really, really strong. We'll see if they can perform under all the pressure in the world right now. It's go big or go home. They will be watching the championships or playing in the championship finals next weekend, depending how they play today.
Yeah, and you mentioned ranked is harder, and they're about 30 points from the middle pack of the seed to get that 20th place, and 30 points isn't looking very great when you see 15 squads remaining and so many teams fighting. So unfortunately for ranked is harder, competitive is harder.
That's right. Point proven, it's established. All your ranked warriors out there, please, can we acknowledge playing in this lobby against TSM?
Nosamaru! Thank you for the 10 gifted subs! Nosamaru, gift juko arigato ne!
Who really kind of created
Arigato gozaimasu, Nosamaru-san!
And obviously was
Doko
on this team
kono?
originally.
Kono-chan!
He's watching right now. A lot of love for Rogue. The Canadian himself, of course, won in a tournament, played so incredibly well, second place.
Memai with the 10 gifted sub as well!
Watch right now, support his boys.
Memai-san, arigato gozaimasu, gift juko arigato ne!
The last game of the group stages, teams are going to fall quite quick. So, if you're on that verge and you're needing some points,
Udon.
your coach would probably
Thank you for
tell
the
you
prime
to play
udon.
it slow. Let other people do the mistakes for you. Let other people fight first, and then go ahead and third party. If you only need 5 points to make it and secure yourself a position in the biggest tournament this year, then be patient. That's what I would tell you to do.
Interesting decision here for Cloud9. They dropped Fragment West, but decided to actually rotate up north through Epicenter and take some Epicenter positioning, which might be a decent idea. You can find yourself a God spot. You have high ground, obviously. So I like that call from C9, but they're a little under-leveled in their Evo Shield right now, not necessarily able to take pound-for-pound fights. Meanwhile, the Charlotte Phoenix get gifted with a Kraber in a big game and scenario. They're in 20th place right now. Kraber in the hands of Asura.
Oh, that is incredible. Asura is going to be really happy to
Memai, thank you for another gifted
Memai.
Memai.
As you can see, the zone is actually pulling north towards those teams like Liquid and C9. They want to take those high grounds because it might pull to the open field towards the truck area. And it's Liquid kind of gatekeeping C9 here. And there's going to be a fight when the zone closes in, and that's G2 lurking right underneath both of those teams. So if they do end up fighting, you know G2 is going to third party that.
Okay, so we have Shield there.
If you're new to competitive Apex, first off, welcome. Hope you're enjoying the hype so far. Fallout here.
We are chat. We are fishing for.
Of course, we have G2 Esports, all controller squad. Started on PlayStation, switched on over to PC. Maintained controller and have dominated, worked their way from the bottom. If you're a fan of a team that literally started from the bottom, had to work their way up. And I was actually talking to Result, and he said, we got slapped around at first. It took us some time to learn how to play at the pace of PC players. And now they got signed by G2 Esports a couple weeks ago, and since then, for the past couple of months, have been a top team, so kudos to them. We, of course, have the Charlotte Phoenix, formerly known as South State, on board with Charlotte Phoenix right now, led by Bronzy, the IGL for this squad. And I mentioned
Shaiga!
In-game leader for the Golden Guardian.
Minna, arigato gozaimasu. Chat, that last game, I definitely should have been watching that right side of the door.
Which is a good decision that
I
allows
literally
them to hold
wasn't
high
doing
ground here
anything,
and
but
they're in
yeah.
zone. So, like that decision,
Thank you
they're
so
just
much
gonna
for the
check their back here.
5,000
Wise
yen,
decision
Shy Guy.
to just check your six, make sure no
Omari,
one's
thank you for the
rotating.
100
G2's known
yen.
to
Thank you,
play
thank you.
edge and rotate from behind. And we're actually going to have a chance to listen in with Kanaka's Pets in a must-win, must-perform game. Let's hear what their comms are like.
One's under here.
Play on under.
Someone has a creeper too. Someone has a creeper. Be careful. I don't know who. I don't have a lot of ammo.
Sawamura! Sawamura-san! Arigato gozaimasu!
Alright.
You can
For
look
the
for it,
gifted
just stand
sub, Sawamura.
They're even ulting
They're
here.
getting butt on. They're getting butt on. Alright, they butt on ulted.
Sawamura!
Nice.
Gift juko arigato ne.
They're under. They're under.
Yeah, I know.
Watch in.
We can kill them.
One's knocked. One's knocked. Yeah. Look at him. Look at him. Try to get the kill. Don't overcommit. Do not overcommit.
I'm not
Just get the kills.
getting shot by
Chat!
other teams.
5,000 subs, we're
guys
dyeing our hair blue.
I
Dark
thought I was
blue
shooting a guy who
hair.
was up. I think I was shooting a down guy.
No, you're shooting a down guy probably.
Yeah.
This type of hair.
When I'm looking right.
Guy.
Bad for you, Colin?
Guy, man. What is this? Like this. Not the hairstyle though. Just
This is a horrible zone.
I know.
Like this is like a zone that we had to kind of just play for KP. It feels like. They're padding over here to the train.
We just have
Padding,
to
padding on the left, on the left, on the train tracks. Give me.
Yeah.
Want to support?
This team's still in Dorito.
How's there no one in there? That makes no sense.
That's not even in.
Wait, is this
team,
in?
dude?
No.
That team left. That team left. I'm pretty sure. Watch the boat team. The drop team.
Still in Team Dorito. I want to try to armor check him.
wait, who's ESA red?
Bro, cool.
How are we
We
going
might
down?
get better on Cole. We might get better on from Dog Team. You gotta
Yeah,
look.
yeah. I'm looking. You gotta heal.
They're coming. I'm pretty sure.
I'm getting shot in the back.
Give me shit, son.
Oh! Fed! Oh! Oh my god! Fed! Faye just went crazy! Faye just went crazy!
They're pushing. Run.
Play your life.
Faye just went crazy!
This is all you, Cole. You got this. I believe in you.
So we got AMV. Who's AMV? Who the frick is AMV, bro?
Oh my god, I didn't even hear him.
It's TSM 2.
Heartbreaking. If you're a fan of the Kanaka's pets and the story that they just have to hold on and hope that the
Dude, thank you
few
guys for the
good ones they had maybe were
38
enough
subs
to
and
help
5,000 and
ends their story, but
100
now we jump on board with
biterunes.
Lazarus. The hat goes off to Kanaka's pets in a remarkable debut in the ALGS. So
Arigatou
very
gozaimasu.
impressed by this young squad. I know this
Arigatou
is just
gozaimasu,
the
mina.
beginning. Average age of this team, 20 years old. We'll see a lot more of them in the future.
Yeah, it was a really good try. They managed to clutch it and everything, but there's nothing you can do when a third party happens. Unfortunately, he got knocked from Reps really, really fast. Reps must have hit some incredible shots there because in the blink of an eye, he just got knocked. And now moving on to Charlotte Phoenix, another team, another edge team. Bronzy actually got knocked, and they won't be able to recover Bronzy, but it's all up to Mercy and that Kraber to do the impossible.
And as it currently stands, the Charlotte Phoenix are 2 placements away from AMV. They need at least 2 or 3 points. 5 total, I believe, but they've already gotten a few kills, I think. So, Charlotte Phoenix right on the edge. Complexity in 21st place. They will not qualify as they are out. But Charlotte Phoenix have an opportunity here. Lazarus nearby. Charlotte's going to be pushing this fight. Can rack up 1 more kill point. Imperial Hal going to knock Kodigami of the Wally catchers. That's another big one. They were in 17th place. And the Charlotte Phoenix will be eliminated again. And it's going to be in the hands of TSM. Over and over again, TSM are just ending the dreams and the opportunities.
Chat, we're fishing for landing spots, chat. Where do we land?
This is a big game for TSM. I believe they've gotten like 4 squad wipes so far, and now it's
Where
down
do we
to
land?
5 squads remaining. It felt so far north that there were so many teams camped up in Fragment that the rotation was way too hard for them. And this is Team Liquid looking over some teams. They're okay. There's no one on their back. And they're going to look down to look for TSM here.
I just want to confirm the Charlotte Phoenix got 7 points from kill points that game and, of course, placement points. They have qualified. They knock out AMV for the 20th spot. It might be a tiebreaker between AMV and Renegades. We'll keep you all updated on that, but Charlotte Phoenix did make it in. Congratulations to them. What a story, even though they get taken out late here. So, in the end, we have 5 teams remaining. We have TSM. We have Team Liquid, of course, the former member of the TSM roster, Albrelelli, still alive, and a couple other teams in the running here in this late game to close this one out. And guess who it is? It's Cloud9 again.
This is going to be a slow finish. There's so many teams that have different angles. It looks like Team Liquid has the very, very center of this circle, so they might get ambushed from all different angles. And there we see a team Valk ult into the sky.
Not in the Valkyrie ult late game here. They tend to be hit or miss. We've seen Valkyrie in late game and, of course, in competitive Apex. Sometimes it works well, sometimes it's not necessarily, as Albrelelli's going to actually knock Snipe down early. So Snipe down is out of this one. TSM shortly going to be wiped out by Team Liquid here. Surely Albrelelli gets a second, gets a third. Triple kill for Albrelelli on his former teammates. We got Cloud9, we got TSM,
On his
we got
former
Scissors and Co
teammates.
still
TSM, Macabrareri, killing
that's
every
letter
single
E.
one of
They're
TSM.
also in our top 10, so no one is under too much pressure here. They're just trying to go for as many points as they can to get up on top of that leaderboard. Liquid doing okay. They're on the hill looking up, and the zone has closed in. So everyone has a spot right now. No one's in quite danger here. They're just going to poke each other for now. And when the next zone pulls in, that's where the drama begins.
That's right. Letter E and ESA Green, the other 2 teams alive right now alongside Team Liquid and Cloud9. Cloud9's going to get griefed a little bit of pressure with pressure coming in from Letter E. They only have blue shields here, so it's going to be tough for them to win this pound-for-pound fight in the late game. Love this aerial shot right now. The over-the-head 11-man field view as it currently stands. We have a couple teams remaining. Again, like Girl said, it will be a slow one. 30 seconds till the ring slowly starts collapsing. Take a look at the top left of your screen. You'll see the line as to where this ring is going to pull towards, where it's going to collapse on.
Yeah, from my perspective, it looks like Team Liquid has the better angle. C9 doesn't look like they're in a great position right now because letter E kind of has an angle on towards them. But it all depends when the circle closes in, who's going to make which decision to fight. And it looks like letter E is trying to fight C9 before the zone closes. Davis taking in a lot of damage, actually going down for free by Zach Mazer. Zach Mazer doing absolute work here. It's all up to Moosin to clutch this one out. Last one remaining. He's going to have to hold this one out as slow as possible while Cloud9 heals up.
Zach Mazer and C9 continue to perform in clutch moments here. Meanwhile, on the flip side, ESA Green going to fight against Team Liquid, all up to Nocturnal now. Berlelli, and it's going to be Nocturnal absolutely decimating the straight battle here. Beautiful shot put in. Cloud9 is looking to clean up.
Wait a second.
3v3 fight. We got Cloud9. Musafar actually able to get the revive on letter E, and just like that, what a finish for Cloud9. They fly high, and they close out in game number 6. The back-to-back wins for Cloud9 are performances. They get second place in game 5, first place in game 6. Cloud9 does it big.
Oh my goodness, Zach with the entry frag on Davis. I thought C9 had the disadvantage there, but Davis actually went down for free, and Cloud9 ended up wiping them, getting healed up, and absolutely demolishing the whole
We're
lobby.
fishing
That
for
was
our landing
incredible.
spot.
And it all started with the knock from C9 Zach Mazer.
We're fishing for our landing
From
spot,
blue
so let's
shields
see.
to nothing but blue skies flying high for Cloud9 in that game. They performed so incredibly well, and I gotta say, my hat goes off to C9 because they came into today on the fringe, on the bubble. They were one of the teams that we said, will they even qualify alongside Complexity and Space Station and a few others? Well, they performed so well under pressure, have to play clutch, have to play perfect, and these last 2 games, they play out of their minds. Not only did they qualify, Girl, but they broke into the top 10. They'll get at least a little bit of an advantage starting with that match point finals next week. What a finish from them.
What a finish, and that's our last
What does Loba
game
mean?
for
Loba
today.
means Loba.
Last
Loba just means Loba. This place has got. It is gonna be. Oh my god. AM to the V. Not qualifying. Renegades gets on top. That's cap. No.
Is in fact #1. We are at a place where we
What?
know the potential
Wait,
of the
that's a
top
thing?
20 teams, and it all came down to the math. Tom, let's talk about it. First off, you gotta say winner, winner. Well done to you, C9, here in our final game number 6. I'm out.
Wait, complexity.
We
No,
have
no,
to
no.
give huge props to
Complexity
C9
might
because if I'm not mistaken, I believe after
qualify,
game number
chat.
1, they only
So
had 13
how the
points. So
system
game number
works
2
is
they-
they're calling, I think 5 from each group. I think that's what they're trying to do. 5 from each group. What? One team. What? I don't know. We'll see.
Absolutely. And of course, you know, Tom, we saw some heartbreak. We saw some triumphs. I'm going to say
Who
the
qualified
three
and
letters I
whatnot?
think on everybody's mind. CLT, Charlotte Phoenix, definitely something to think about. We know we had at least one tiebreaker that it came down to. Can you talk a little bit about, while we're still waiting on the official results, and we are going to take our moment here to make sure the math makes sense, because there's a lot of money on the line. Tom, talk to me about what some of the intel we're hearing when it comes to some of these last moment plays and points.
Well, we knew that Charlotte Phoenix, I believe, needed around 7 points to get in, or 6 points to get in. I think that they got 7 overall. We saw the zone kind of closing. They only had the two people on the squad, and that was huge to be able to pick up those extra KB, because every point really matters throughout all of this. But we're going to come down to a very, very close, if not tiebreaker situation. I know that Renegades was close, AMV was close, Charlotte Phoenix was close, so there were so many great teams. Unfortunately, we saw Kanaka's Pets get eliminated throughout all of that. I mean, they were right there with Wally Catchers and this group trying to get through that bubble, and they played that right. They got over towards the zone pulled. You heard them talk about how difficult it would be. Maybe we got to play for KP, and I just don't know if they had enough points.
Who wins,
yeah,
chat?
I was gonna say, Vicky, we heard
guys, who's getting top 20? So we have,
they really were expecting a brutal round 4, and of course, they got it.
Yeah, and maybe not the way that they expected to. They were just unfortunately caught off guard. They thought that they had something going on. They wanted to kind of extend getting some KP. They needed the KP aside from placement, but unfortunately, other squads came in from right behind them. And when you have to back out of that situation, you have both of your teammates down. You're Octane. You could stim away, but at what cost when the rest of the map is also rotating in that direction? It was a tough loss, unfortunately. You heard it in their comms. You know, they didn't even hear the enemy come right behind.
We could have been top 3 or top 4.
It was an unfortunate situation,
I threw that
but they
last
still
game.
put on a really good performance nonetheless.
Yes, they did, to be sure. Anyone else, Thomas? Again, we're waiting for these results to come in, these life-changing results. Any other things that... oh, you know what? I'm going to cut myself off here, because we, of course, have Game 6 results ready, and I can't stop myself from going to that graphic and seeing exactly how people pulled it out, how these teams have found themselves potentially in our finals. Cloud9, and look at Team Liquid, TSM. Tom, these are double digits. Don't care where they are on the placement points. They got those double-digit scores.
It's so important for these teams because they understand this have implications for their seeding going into the finals. They've already made it in. They're not, one of these top 20 teams. They're overlooking, okay, what can we get top 5? Can we break into the top 3? Can we even get top 1 and try to take down NRG, who's just been completely popping off over all 3 days? So really, this was a time to kind of flex and say we are prepared for this $250,000 first place prize.
Absolutely, and Vicky, I gotta say, as we go to our overall results, a reminder: this is for the groups A versus D. Remember, we have C and B on our sister secondary stream, and TSM coming in hot. Vicky, my gosh.
Wow, 83 points. We were talking about the gap extending after game 2, but look at the amount that they were able to put on top of our number 2 spot, C9. Cloud9 was 60 points. Sentinel also performing so well. They moved up the spot and they were able to secure themselves that top 3's placing within the overall leaderboards.
And here we go, gang. We are going to be coming, actually, we're going to come back. Apologies there. I was excited for our overall groups A, B, C, and D leaderboard, which we'll get to.
Come on, man, faster!
Tom, let's start with you. What are you expecting? I mean, you just mentioned NRG, and NRG has been dominating, and in a way that is out of control.
They've been going hard in the paint. I'm pretty sure all 3 players on their team are the highest in kills for this tournament too. So that's absolutely ridiculous. I think the next highest was Snipe Down in 4th place. So that's just something really special that's coming out from NRG. They're really feeling good about themselves. And keep in mind, when you go through this group stage, you're playing against all 39 other teams, right? So that just goes to show they're in full force. They're ready to go. One thing that we do have to mention, though, Sentinels kind of flew under the radar today, and we didn't get a chance to see much of their gameplay. We did see some really great highlights from them, but that 3rd place is, nothing to really look at too lightly, because Sentinels is a scary team. They're going to be doing some work.
They are indeed. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the time
chat, I think we're going Harvester, chat.
At our groups A, B, C, and D overall leaderboards and find out which teams are going to the finals. Here we go with that graphic. And Vicky, I want you to talk me through your hype here. My gosh, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, all top teams right there.
Sheesh, can we take a look at energy in comparison to the other top teams in the other groups? That's insane. They tore through this group. Overall, though, looking at these teams, they worked so hard at the very end of the day today, guys.
俺は
It was intense. A
フロー
lot
ラ
of these
North
teams, they
America
came out full swinging, specifically TSM, My Little Phony also being able to bring some of that momentum from day 2 into day 3. I'm excited to see how a lot of these teams are going to be able to perform if they can remain consistent going on to next weekend.
Absolutely. And Tom, you know what? We do have a tiebreaker. We are getting that intel right now. And I know that you've been chatting with League Ops to determine how that happened. Can you talk to me a little bit about Renegades versus AMV?
You can see that right there in group number B, or group B, number 6 and 7. You're going to have a tiebreaker, and that is broken by the single series total match score, aka kind of what your best day overall was. And from the intel that I'm getting, Renegades actually
so we're going to be
placed
landing
above
Harvester,
AMV in that
chat.
instance, and they will take that tiebreaker.
They will indeed.
Alright,
It's remarkable that we had to
alright.
put those things in place because the number of teams and the number of points, as we know, some teams lost by some teams won and got into the finals by a single digit, a single kill. Vicky, this is one of those moments when I know it sounds like hyperbole that every kill, every placement point counts, but my gosh, we are proving it today.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's why every single game counted. When every game counts, because you have the top 20 teams in these group stages, those teams are the ones that are going to qualify for finals next weekend. So every single point trickles into the opportunity of you and your team winning and playing for that $2 million ALGS prize pool.
Absolutely. And Tom, real quick, talk us through. I want to make sure that we remind everybody of the teams that are going automatically and how the points still factor into their seeding.
Yeah, you can see the first place player or first place team from every single group, they auto qualify, and then all the rest of the teams are based on points, but you're also seeded based on points too. So you're going to see NRG will be that number 1 seed. TSM is going to end up that number 2 seed, and it's going to trickle down all the way to 20.
Well, you know what? Seems like a good time for us to see that trickle down. Because we, in fact,
chat.
do have the qualified teams ready to go right now. Again, the moment y'all been waiting for. It's arrived right at this moment. Let's talk about it.
There we go. Okay, Complexity didn't qualify.
NRG.
Complexity didn't qualify.
I just...
Hey, lay hands, man.
97 points was what it was in EMEA. We have 95 points here, so if you're part of the poll, appreciate that. But Renegades, they are the team that won that tiebreaker against AMV, and they are going to be the final team looking in. Charlotte Phoenix just squeaking by Kate and Vicky like we were talking about, just 1 point. ESA Red was there as well, but holy NRG.
Not bad. Gillis, thank you for the 1,000
Vicky,
yen, Gillis.
Say, holy NRG. Vicky, at this point, we've seen some incredible gameplay. We've seen it on this stream. We've seen it on other streams. We've been through the gambit. I mean, at this point, you look at these teams and who in this scary lobby are you most scared of, and who could potentially play upset?
I mean, look at the point difference, Team Energy. We keep highlighting it, but that's insane. We were talking about how TSM was popping off today. Meanwhile, Team Energy, they're just walking away with just 262 points. Nothing to see here, just another day at work, you know, cleaning up our lobbies like we're so used to. That's just intimidating. Meanwhile, you could take a look at the gap in between Team Energy and TSM. And then,
Mech Gaming!
There, not too
Thank you for the
TSM,
10
just
gifted
I
subs,
would
Mech
honestly say that this team
Gaming.
is going to be the biggest threat that you have to worry about going into the championship finals.
Tom, same question. Who in this scary lobby scares you the most? And if it's not NRG, who could it be?
Well, you got to look out for TSM, but I just want to give props to these unsigned teams that came through and played really well. We saw My Little Phony in 3rd place, and we also saw Bottom 20 not in Bottom 20. They were sitting in 7th place. So, you know, if you're an org owner or if you're part of an org, those are teams that you should probably be looking at if they're on that, you know, leaderboard just in general. So I really think that those are teams potentially to watch out for because they're a little bit of unorthodox. I mean, My Little Phony is running multiple compositions.
Should I be making
you don't know
a
if they're
tweet?
going to bust out the Revenant, and that makes them scary.
That's a great point. Absolutely great point, Tom, because we saw a couple of comp changes at the end, towards the end of our late games here in games 5 and 6. Some that worked out, some that did not so much. And I think to have, there are very few teams, and tell me if I'm right here, Tom, that it seems like there's very few teams
I'm cutting off
this
Sentinels.
lobby that have that kind of flexibility and can do it, more importantly, when the pressure is on.
I think this is what's so special about the next week is we're going to have, an opportunity to watch these teams practice. Hopefully they're going to be able to stream or give some sort of insight, but that's when drop spots are kind of going to be owned. Everyone's going to kind of make their peace with whatever point of interest that they're going to get. You're going to start to get a little feel for how teams rotate. Adjustments are going to be made on the fly throughout that week, and then they're going to apply it on that championship day. But now that you've placed in this top 20, whether you're NRG or whatever, all you did if you're NRG is said, great, we got those extra 10 points for that 50-point match format, but everybody's starting on an even playing field.
Yes, they are indeed. And speaking of championships, they are in fact right around the corner. And this is a good time for us to chat through what we're calling the Monster Energy MVP.
It's so perfect, man.
Here's the moment y'all been waiting for. You have your MVPs there at home, and of course you do. And if you do, make sure you share it with us because we want to hear from you. At Monster Energy, at Play Apex. Go ahead and tweet both of those accounts. Use the hashtag ALGS Monster Energy MVP. Tell us who you saw popping off. Who is your MVP? And while you go do that, let's do this. Vicky, I'm going to start with you. It's going to be a hard question because NRG was absolutely doing work, all three of their players, as we put up that kill leaderboard if we could. Vicky, I need to know from your perspective, where are we with an MVP? Who is taking that title for you today?
Honestly, this may just be the bread and butter that a lot of people may default to, but I honestly have my sights on TSM Hell. He's just doing really good. He's very consistent. He's also a really good shot caller, and a lot of times that we were able to hear Imperial Hall,
are they gonna show
making
chat?
really good decisions.
Are they going to show overall kills? I'm probably not gonna be like
a
high up there. I don't think I've ever gotten
sniped
that
down
much.
and reps. I really like the way that they incorporate their composition together. And just overall, they were pretty consistent. We saw them pop off today, and I think their performance where they were able to kick it up a notch compared to day 2 to day 3 is what really shows that this team has a solid foundation, as they always have. They're very consistent.
Tom, same question, my friend. Who is taking your MVP hat today? It's a hard one, but I can imagine towards the top of this list will work.
Well, first you got to throw out that all of NRG again was in the top of kills. 56 for Sweet, 48 for Nathan, 48 for Rocker. So I'm going to go with Sweet. I think that's a really good call. But also, in terms of MVP, if we're looking at the most valuable player on a specific team instead of the actual kind of whole tournament as a whole, I'm going with Fury, actually. He's sitting in 5th place behind Snipedown with 38 kills. I mean, we've seen My Little Phony doing some really great work. Game number 1 to start this entire tournament. Fury rats it out for his team over towards the top of train station and gets the dub. I really think that's at the top.
Absolutely, and another mention, of course, to Phony Head, as we saw in that great interview he did with Fallout 2 days ago.
I want to see the overall leaderboard.
There's definitely the in-game leader aspect to him, the leader of the gang that really brings that 3 squad together. And I'll tell you what, it is something awesome to be able to harness the power of Fury throughout the entire series, certainly. Let's talk about what you've all been saying. And by the way, a huge thank you to Monster Energy, because this
are they going to show full all kill leaders or kills?
Finals. And speaking of that, we want to know who you are naming MVP. Let's take a look at some tweets, because you've all been popping off already. We want to know your ideas, because at this point, we've said ours. So let's take a look at what you've been talking about on Twitter when it comes to your favorite players and who you have as the MVP here going into our finals. That is exactly what we'll be looking for here. Tom, any indication from your watching the community? Oh, see, Tom, I gotta say, were we surprised that Sweet's up there? No.
Yeah, I mean, it has to be someone from NRG, right? They're just dominating so much, but it was just a fantastic performance by their entire team, so it's really hard to just pick one player, Kate.
Absolutely. Sweet dreams indeed. Let's take a look at there's people. What I love about this is that we're just farming tweets here, because everybody has been mentioning their absolute favorites. And obviously, this is where they're going to see the rubber meet the road here, Vicky. TSM, Sweet Dreams, and they're comparing them to footy legends, Messi and Ronaldo. Surprise, surprise.
And they're paving ways for everybody. They're also able to establish a new type of playstyle that works passive aggressively. Sweet, of course, who is such a good shot caller on his own. It's really incredible to see both those players pop off in their own regards.
That's true. And Tom, this is exactly the sentiment that I think we're all feeling right at this moment. It's sweet or nothing.
You can see it all. I mean, it just makes sense, right? When you have over 200
Euriece is MVP.
50 points in 3 days, you're going absolutely nutty. They didn't slow down once, Kate.
They did not. And I loved what you said about, you know, some of those players. We have the TSMs of the world. We have the My Little Phonies of the world. And, of course, the NRGs. Math doesn't lie. But at the same time, Vicky, there are definitely those X factors that can be pivotal when it comes to naming an MVP. And I think My Little Phony is a great example of that.
Absolutely. It shows you that anybody that, you know, really puts enough practice and work into what they want to, you know, hone, especially when it comes to their craft, could absolutely do it. And if they follow a lot of these players and what they do to work hard to get to where they are, it's not luck. It's all about that skill, and you have to know how to minimize on what you have to do to get better as a player. Don't blame your teammates. Got to look more into yourself and what you could do better to enable anybody that you're playing with.
100%. And you know what? As we said, we've heard from some of our community here. You've heard from our analysts. Now, we want you to be part of the voting action, and that means you got to come back for finals, y'all. And why wouldn't you? We're going to be here. We're going to be having some fun. We're going to be giving away a ton of money to our first place team.
Katsu Curry
Let's talk
work.
about it. Tune in for our EMEA North American Championship Finals. Cast your vote for Monster Energy's most valuable player. Now, during the finals show, you can cast your vote in that chat. Hashtag ALGS Monster Energy MVP and hashtag player name on Twitter. You can put it into your Twitch chat and
Get ready for a
put it into
surprise.
your
What
YouTube
happened?
live chat.
If you're a real fan, you're doing all three.
What happened?
You
I'm
are
just
not
saying,
wrong,
you want
Tom.
you want your team. I'm not.
What
I'm
if
not
Sweet is
talking
good at
about,
making
you know,
curry by saying
the,
I
you know,
love it.
it's just about the players, right?
Arigato,
Not a fan.
18,
If you're a fan,
4,
you're watching,
4, 4, 4, 4, 4.
obviously, but you gotta vote for your team. You gotta vote for your players. They need your support. You could even vote twice, I bet.
Chat,
You know
vote
what?
me
Tom,
right
that's
now.
the pro analysis that we need at this moment, and you are not wrong.
Wrong chat.
And you know what else we
What
need
do you
at this
mean
moment?
wrong
We need to
chat?
hear
Where
from
else
a
are you gonna
winning
chat
team,
that?
specifically a guy that I know our chat is just gonna blow up when they find out who's interviewing who. We got Fallout, and of course, TSM Zone Snipe Down. Let's head over to that.
Chat, everyone say tweet
Thank you
this.
so much, Kate, Tom, and Vicky.
Yeah.
Paul,
Everyone
joined
tweet
alongside
this.
The man, the
Euriece
myth, the legend
MVP.
himself, Eric sniped down
Euriece
Rona from
MVP.
dominating the Halo scene as a teenager
Everyone
in
tweet that.
Zionsville, Indiana, to dominating the Apex Legends scene as a grown man in Las Vegas. How you feeling right now, man?
Feeling good. I'm feeling good.
Sheesh, Snipe Down looking clean.
Place is great and all, but
Oh my
you don't
god.
need anything until the
Oh
finals.
my
You gotta show up on
god.
that day, and it really comes down to one final day. So I'm glad that we got.
I better be
momentum
seeing a
going
lot
into
of
it,
tweet
but
like that
we got
right now.
a long way to go.
Yeah, and I want to start with today. You mentioned first place. You guys won your group out today. Congratulations on that. Walk me through your performance today. You satisfied?
The
There
games
you
that
go.
we
Keep
don't
going,
get
guys.
0 points. We dominated. We had a couple
Tweet that on
different
Twitter.
20-point games. I think we had every game that we were able to play out. We had over 10 kills. I think we definitely learned a lot from the 2 0-point games that we had today. And like I said, it doesn't matter if you're winning or there's still always ways to improve and learn. And I think losing those 2 games is a big eye opener for us on how we need to approach certain things. And it's great having my teammates nearby. We talk about what we need to do and ways that we can approach the game. We felt pretty lazy the first 2 group stages, and this last one, I'm glad we were able to put everything we talked about together.
Yeah, both of those games you guys dropped 0 points. I believe were skyhook finishes, so perhaps something to learn there. And
100%.
one thing I want to ask about is the way you guys play as a team. You know, TSM traditionally was known as the fastest rotating team. You guys, originally when they had, of course, Abdullah on the squad, TSM really created that fast rotate meta that works so well for them. You guys play kind of opposite to that now. Walk me through how you guys evolved as a team and how you guys got to your current team comp with Octane, Bloodhound, and Gibby.
Evolved or devolved, it depends on how you wanna put it. I like my loot. And I think the team dynamic just after I joined just changed. I think the
I
composition
like my
changed,
loot.
Man,
early, that's such a snipe down thing to say. I like my loot.
Getting in and playing edge is actually just a really strong way
That
to
is
play
such
to
a snipe down thing to say,
I think
bro.
kills have taken a lot more priority in comp since it was back in the day. And I truly feel like us leaving late and getting picks on teams that aren't ready for us
Jesus
is a big
Christ.
way for us to gain
That
those
one
points
clip
and,
on
claw our way
Red
back,
Sea
'cause
is
the worst thing is when you get
disgusting.
top 7 with 0 kills and you are in a good spot, and then you're forced to move, you take a bad fight, and you end with no kills. So I truly believe that we are arguably the most skilled team out there, and our team fighting composition is perfect for us, and we need to play to our strengths, and that's definitely one of them.
And we're actually looking at your guys' highlights right now, and you guys are just running through teams. This looks like a montage. Put some Breaking Benjamin behind it, because you guys are absolutely dominating in the highlights. So clearly that team composition works out well for y'all. But I want to shift gears a little bit. You know, we talked about today, talked about day number 1. You guys were up against NRG. They got the better of you in that group, and they obviously looked like they're matching up pretty well against you guys right now. And you know, you say you're the best team.
All right, chat.
Skill-wise, I'm sure NRG would say otherwise. What's your thought on that rivalry between you guys and NRG?
I think it's a healthy rivalry.
All right, chat. I am gonna go ahead and call it a day right there. We are gonna be chilling and vibing right now. Thank you guys again. We are gonna be resting. Tomorrow I don't think I'm gonna be streaming in the morning or like at night. After school, and we just chill and vibe. You already know what's up. Arigato. Thank you guys again. Can I get a hiya? Can I get a hiya? We missed 2 hiya. We had to. But yeah, I'm gonna have to go now. Thank you guys again. Thank you guys. Dewa mata today. Mina. Thank you guys for the subs. Thank you guys for the bits. Thank you guys for the follows. Thank you guys for watching the stream. I appreciate you, the gifted subs. Appreciate the primes. Appreciate you just, you know, supporting.